Well, Carlos, you're in the hot seat next to me. Let's start with you. Look, qualified fourth, finished fourth in Bahrain. How do you reflect on that opening weekend?
It was a tough first weekend for the team, but in general, I think we got out of it with the maximum that we could have done. Obviously, the penalty of Charles coming into here is not ideal, but it's only the first race. If something taught us 2022 is that it's not how you start, it's how you finish. So we're going to try and build up from there and especially now keep the developments in and try and improve the car as much as possible and try and improve from where we've started.
Just before we go any further, you sound like you're misfiring a bit. How are you?
I have a few misfires going on in my voice, but a cold at the weekend. Now I'm feeling totally fine. It's just, I don't know why my voice decided to leave me yesterday morning and it hasn't come back yet.
Now, you mentioned Charles's DNF in Bahrain. What are the reliability concerns at Ferrari?
For sure, we are relatively concerned. I mean, it's not the way you want to start a season with a penalty in race 2 and breaking the battery, the ECU in the first weekend is clearly we are not happy with that and we identify it as a weakness, but this is the first time we've seen this failure in a very, very long time, so it caught us by surprise. We're putting things in place to fix it. I'm pretty sure that we are capable of fixing that in the short term. So it's a bad situation, but now we can only look forward and improve it and make sure that we are also more competitive this weekend.
Were there any issues at the Pirelli test last week?
No.
No? Okay, good. Look, quickly, both Ferraris on the podium here last year. Do you think you've got the pace to get at least one of you up there this year?
I want to think so, yeah. I think the track is completely different to Bahrain. The tarmac, the high-speed nature, the wing level that we will run, everything is just a bit different compared to Bahrain. And I have the feeling that we're going to be a bit more competitive, enough to beat the Red Bulls, given how competitive and how strong they were in Bahrain. It's going to be extremely difficult, but I want to be more optimistic after Bahrain and feel like this weekend we have a good chance to get back in the podium.
All right, thanks for that. So Carlos is more optimistic after Bahrain. Lando, coming to you now. How are you feeling coming into this one? Are you more optimistic as well?
I would say so. I think for what we believe we should have achieved last weekend in Bahrain, then absolutely. I believe we should have been in the top 10 and scored some points in Bahrain if we didn't have the issues. So our plan is to limit that, not have any issues, and try again and make up for what we lost.
So the pace of the car is good enough for points and Q3, do you think?
Q3, not possible to be in Q3 in Bahrain. So we know in terms of pace, we have a lot of work to do. Some cars seem much quicker in quali and then struggle in the race, and some vice versa. So I think we're just a little bit in the middle there. But I believe we should have at least had a fight with Alex, and Alex was just ahead of me before we started having some of the issues. So tough to say. But it's another track. It's a very different layout, different tarmac, and many things. So hopefully that plays a little bit more into our hands.
You talk about the differences with this track. Can I ask you just to elaborate on that? Because there have been many changes from last year, improved sight lines, rumble lines, new curbs. Just what are your thoughts? Have you managed to walk the track yet?
Yeah, I walked this morning. It is reasonably different. I guess from a safety point of view, that's what most of the differences are. And then turn 22, 23 has been made a reasonable amount tighter, so a bit of a slower corner. Probably from the outside, it doesn't look that different. It's just little things here and that can especially help for safety, but not in terms of driving. It's not going to be that different, I would say. So it's a very fun circuit, exhilarating, fast. Street circuit vibes, it's about the risk. Who can get closer to the walls and find that limit the best and the quickest. And apart from that, qualifying Saturday is normally a fun afternoon.
All right, look, best of luck this weekend. Thank you, Alex. Coming to you now. What a difference a year makes. I mean, from what we saw from you in Bahrain, Williams have taken great strides. Is that the reality of the situation?
Yeah, definitely. I would say so. Look at where we were. You know, coming into last year, our first race, it was really tricky, and we did struggle out there. We made it into Q2, I believe, last year, but it was that was a little bit of a surprise back then. So coming into this year, two weeks ago now. To be honest with you, we were slightly on the back foot going through testing and Friday, but then we turned it around on Saturday and Sunday, and to get away with the point, I think it's the first points we've had in for a first race in 6 or so years. That's definitely something to be very proud of. And yeah, it's a great way to start the year.
Were you surprised by your competitiveness?
A little bit. In terms of a feeling with the car, it feels quite similar to last year, but we've definitely made some small steps here and there, and as they've added up, it's clearly much better. So I'm feeling like we're in a much better place, and we know there's room for improvement as well, which excites me a lot.
Now, you've just completed your first race weekend with James Vowles at the helm of the team. What sort of an impact has he made so far?
James has definitely got the knowledge from Mercedes. He's obviously a smart guy, and he knows what he's talking about. He's got that winning mentality. He knows what it takes to win, and that's something we need right now. It's something where, of course, I think we do a lot of things good, and there's obviously other areas we can do differently. Long term, short term, medium term. There's all aspects to look at. So I would say he's only been here for a short while, but listening to what he has to say, he's bringing a lot to the table, and hopefully that will keep on happening. And I would say a lot of it is more long term than short term, but I'm excited to see the progress.
Right. Good luck to you. Thank you very much for that. Yuki, coming to you now. The team has made no secret of the fact that the performance is not where you want it to be. Where do you need to improve?
Well, definitely, I think compared to last year, we made a step to places that we aim to improve from last year. But at the same time, the way we were kind of strong last year didn't improve much. So, actually slightly maybe worse. So it's kind of give and take, and the places we losing is more towards like slow speed rather than higher speed. So yes, just we need more grip in those places. We achieved the places, the higher speed corners. We achieved a little bit better grip, but just we have to put it all together more. And I think we're planning. We have to improve those places. So see how it goes. So a little bit more positive thinking to this Saudi rather than more than Bahrain. But we have to see how it goes. Yeah.
There are fewer slow corners here, only 5 serious braking events, as we call them. That gives you confidence coming in? The quicker corners will suit the car?
Yeah, I think so. That's what I'm thinking. And I love it. I love this track, especially Sector 1, so I always enjoy here. I'm just looking forward to it, definitely. And hopefully car will suit more than Bahrain.
Brilliant.
Yep.
Yuki, thank you very much. Valtteri, thank you for waiting. I've always thought of you as a bit of an outlier. You've got your hat on the right way round compared to everybody else. Well done.
Thank you. I thought this is the way caps are supposed to be worn.
Now look, Valtteri, let's throw it back a couple of weeks. You finished 8th in Bahrain. Some people have said it was one of your best ever races in Formula One. Would you agree with that?
It's hard to compare. I think it was a good, solid race for the first race of the season. I wouldn't say it was my best, but I think it was good, solid start. And yeah, especially the race start itself, which was a weak point for us last year. We showed that we probably made some progress, but obviously the consistency is going to be the key going forwards. But I think we made most out of the Sunday in Bahrain.
Was that the limit of the car's performance, or is there more to come from the current spec?
there's always more to come in this sport, and also like Carlos said before, it's such a different track this weekend. It's not easy to predict how the performance is going to be, but at least last year we performed pretty similarly in Bahrain and in Jeddah, but every year can be different. So still many question marks, and see how the car behaves here.
Right, well, look, best of luck to you. Let's open this to the floor. Who's got the first question, please?
Simon Lazenby, Sky Sports. Question for Lando. Lando, you were accentuating the positives there, but the fact remained it was 6 pit stops for you last week. Oscar's race only lasted 13 laps. By McLaren's high standards, obviously not where you expected to be. Is it too soon to call it a crisis? And how frustrated are you about the fact that apparent flaws with this year's car were spotted so late in the development process?
No, it's far from that. I think with Oscar's problem, it was an issue that we've had the first time we've seen in years and years and years. So confident that's fixed. And from my issue, Mercedes are sure that they fixed that, and it was again something which hasn't happened for years and years. So both quite rare issues, and both things that we're confident. Both from a HPP side and from a McLaren side that are fixed. But yeah, it's, I don't know. Everyone makes it sound a lot worse than it is, and calling it a crisis is far from that at all. And it's nothing close to it. So no, we're confident we can get some good points, I would say, this weekend. I think it's a close fight for, with Valtteri, with Alfa, and a lot of those teams towards the top 4 teams. It's a very big jump. But yeah, I'm confident we can be in that fight. I don't think we're that far away. It was made very clear and very early on that we're far from where we want to be, and like you said, for McLaren's expectations and who we are as a team, we're far from where we want to be. But we have a very clear plan. I think it's very clear from everyone back in MTC and here what we need to achieve and want to achieve. It's just going about setting it and achieving it, which is our next goal.
Lando, at this stage of the team's redevelopment, where did you want to be in 2023?
Where did I want to be is clear, but where we all want to be is clear. We want to be towards the top, and I think that's everyone's dream, that's every team's dream on the whole grid. But when you're realistic, it's between where we are now and those top 4 teams currently. So I think what Aston have done is this clear example, and what Ferrari did between 22 and 21 and 22 is a clear example of what we need to achieve and want to achieve, and it's clear that it's achievable. So we just got to go out and do it. I think we have the people, we have so many things that we need. We're not doing a good enough job with what we have, but we all know that, and we know that we have small things coming, but at the same time we have to do better than what we're doing currently.